Hi, everybody. Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo. Welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Stonestreet. We're going to throw up the field for our Spa Baby race on Whitney Saturday. And there are a lot of two-year-old races on Saturday at the spa, but this one looks extremely competitive. Race number 6 kicks off a 50-cent pick 4. We've got 10 two-year-olds going 3/4 on the dirt, including the 9 Antietam for Todd Pletcher, a son of super Stonestreet performer Curlin.
Yeah, so many good stallions, leading sires, and promising freshman sires in this race, which we have chosen to highlight for our Spa Baby Saturday race. As you said, Dan, 4 two-year-old races on Whitney Saturday at the spa. If you love two-year-old racing, this is a really fun card and just an example of what you can find in some of these Spa Baby races. 2 years ago on Whitney weekend, Disarm, Arthur's Ride, and Croupy went 1, 2, 3 in our Spa Baby Whitney Saturday race, and they're all now graded stakes performers going in the Grade 1 Whitney on Saturday at Saratoga.
You never know what you're going to get at Saratoga with your two-year-olds. We expect the Spa Stars of tomorrow, and we start things off with a seven-figure million-dollar baby. That's the number one Ferocious, who went for 1.3 million in March after breezing a blazing 9-4 at the sale. This one is by Flatter out of a dam that won on the turf. She won her debut. That's what the asterisk notes. And the dam has foaled one debut winner. This is a strong Juddmonte family.
Yeah, Grade 1 winner obligatory, and others in this family. Flatter, just a rock solid racehorse sire, can certainly get you a one-turn horse, kind of one of those rare sources of speed from the AP&D line. And what's so encouraging to me about Ferocious's very good work at the March sale is that he turned in that work on a synthetic surface when he's probably more bred to run on the dirt. Just kind of an example of what you might get from this horse.
He was the second highest price at OBS back in March, and Ferocious goes out for a trainer that wins first out. Here's a formulator fact. Gustavo Delgado, past 4 years, juvenile debut runners, maiden special weight dirt sprints, 20% winners, $2.64 ROI. Ferocious has to deal with the inside post, so he's going to have to break quickly under Javier Castellano. The 2 is Contrabandist, one of 2 in here, trained by Todd Pletcher. This one's a son of Gun Runner, and as you can see, he's a half-brother to some nice turf horses. Gigante is a Grade 2 stakes winner. Tryon Summer is a stakes winner. Contrabandist sold for $300,000. Gunrunner does so well with 2-year-old debut runners, and there's also some dirt on the bottom of this pedigree as well.
Yeah, as you said, Gun Runner, you look at that awesome first-time statistic for his first-time starters. He was a record-setting freshman sire a couple of years ago, and what's encouraging to me is that he really didn't, slow down with his 2-year-olds and his following crops. There was no kind of curve down and then up there like there is for some other sires. That, to me, is the mark of just an outstanding stallion. Looks like some really strong works for Contrabandist for Todd Pletcher. As always, check out those Clocker reports produced daily by our colleague Mike Welsh and his team at Saratoga, bringing you insight into every one of those works from their own eyes.
Taking a look now at number 3, Lo Karan. This is a son of Win, 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 a first crop sire that already has a debut winner. We have a lot of speed and precocity on the bottom of this pedigree. Let's talk a little bit about Win, Win, Win. This one breezed in 20-3 at April.
Yeah, and Win has his progeny have really impressed at these breeze shows. His 2-year-olds are performing very athletically, kind of what you would expect, showing that speed. A Grade 1 winning sprinter himself, winning the 4-go at Saratoga. And as a result of their impressive performances at the breeze shows, his 2-year-old's selling very well this year, a great ROI on his stud fee, including that first-time out winner you mentioned, Noonie, who went for 1.8 million earlier this year after a strong work.
Certainly bred for speed on both sides, as well as a little bit of class. This is the family of Grade 1 stakes winner Taking Risks. John Terranova, very good trainer, conditions this one. Luis Saez takes the mount. Here's the 4 Praetor, a son of Super Stallion Into Mischief, a $725,000 yearling. The dam was a debut winner. She was a multiple Grade 2 stakes winner on the dirt. And Chad Brown's 2-year-olds have been firing thus far.
Yeah, this barn has been really strong. They've been based here for a while. It seems like the horses are coming into their debuts well prepared. And what else can you say about Into Mischief, the nation's five-time reigning leading sire? Seems to fire with every division, and that certainly includes his 2-year-old. Curlin's approval. We talked about that stamina from the Stonestreet color bearer Curlin, but Curlin's approval could run one turn. So this seems like an interesting blend of speed and precocity and also stamina and class in the pedigree.
Flavien Prat takes them out on the 4, Praetor. The only experienced horse in the race is the 5, El Prestigio, $260,000 yearling by Practical Joke. The dam's a half to Trace Creek, who was a graded stakes winner going a mile on the synthetic. El Prestigio took a little bit of money for trainer Steve Asmussen, probably benefits a lot from the experience. And we've seen Asmussen train 2-year-olds really move forward in their second start.
Absolutely. And those 4.5 furlong races, that's the traditional early season distance for the 2-year-olds. Things happen so fast. They really have not much time to recover from anything that goes wrong. El Prestigio was fractious loading, was bumped at the start, was caught inside. Kind of a lot went on there. And I really expect him to have learned from that experience, perhaps be a little more professional at the gate, and to move forward for a barn that often improves second out, as you said.
Perhaps we'll see more speed from this one, picking up an aggressive rider in Kendrick Carmouche. The number 6 is Ripped, going out for the great Wayne Lucas, a son of City of Light, 18% winners. That's a good number. With 2-year-old first-time starters, Ripped sold for $650,000 as a yearling, and why not? He's out of a half-sister to Preakness winner Rombauer.
Yeah, and just a fantastic family. Not only is the dam a half to Rombauer, but this is the immediate female family of Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint winner California Flag, of European Horse of the Year Roaring Lion, and of multiple other graded or group stakes performers. To me, this pedigree says two turns a little bit. City of Light, of course, the sire of Fierceness in his second crop, a lot of two-turn and classic ability on the bottom side of that page. Wayne Lucas, we talk about a lot. He loves to run his horses fit. He believes they get more out of a race than out of just another breeze. So I would love to see this one going a little bit farther later in the meet.
Joe Rosario takes the mount on the 6, Ripped. The 7 is Flat to Da Mat, an $80,000 weanling by Omaha Beach. Excellent numbers. 23% winners from juvenile debut runners and just a strong female family. The dam was stakes placed on the turf. It's the family of E. Dubai, who was strong on dirt, no matter what, who was strong on turf. This horse is going to be a good price for low-profile connections.
Absolutely. And, Omaha Beach, you mentioned he was one of last year's leading freshman sires. His runners perform well on both dirt and turf, which you would expect from him from that versatile Warfront sire line. And there's a lot of both turf and dirt in the female family. So I'll be curious to see what Flat to Mat ultimately wants to do.
Discreet Dancer is the number 8. Flat to the Mat has Ramon Vasquez aboard. Discreet Dancer is a half to Sweet Melania, graded stakes winner on the turf. A half to Sweet Rebecca, a debut winner that was a stakes winner on the turf. Discreet Dancer is by the great Tappet, a $52,000 yearling, big buyback, 435 in April. The dam was a stakes winning dirt router. There's a nice mixture here of dirt and turf. I do wonder if maybe this colt's going to appreciate just a little bit more ground.
That's certainly the impression I get looking at this pedigree. Of course, Tappet, very good 2-year-old sire, very good route sire. One of his claims to fame is being the leading sire in the modern history of the Belmont Stakes, the longest Triple Crown race. Certainly he is a source of stamina, certainly stamina on the bottom side of the page with those two-turn stakes performers that you mentioned. Discreet Dancer, the other thing is I would like to see more breezes from a first-time starter at this stage of the game. We're coming into August here and just 3 officially published works in the past performances. I will take a wait-and-see approach with Discreet Dancer. Would love to see him in the future with another start under his belt.
That stakes-winning dam also a full to the stakes-winning dirt router, as well as a grade 2 stakes-winning dirt sprinter, the quick Travelin' Man. Antonio Sano trains. Eric Cancel takes the mount. Here's the 9, Antietam, the other Todd Pletcher trained runner by Super Stonestreet performer Curlin. 12% winners with juvenile debut runners. Antietam sold for $450,000 as a yearling, is a half to Air Force Blue, who was a really good 2-year-old overseas and a debut winner to boot.
Yeah, and Air Force Blue has sired some decent runners on dirt as well as turf, as you would expect of him. A lot of dirt in the rest of the family. This is a terrific Overbrook female family of champion Flanders, of champion Surfside. Just another incredibly classy page in this race with a nice, long, solid work tab for Todd Pletcher.
Brad Ortiz picks up the mount on the 9, and Tatum. The 10 is Math Tutor going out for Jenna Antonucci. This is a son of Algorithms, just a rock-solid stallion. 13% winners with juvenile debut runners. The dam has been productive. She's foaled 3 winners from as many starters, and she's a half to the quick Bobby Abu Dhabi, a debut winner who also was a Grade 2 stakes winner sprinting on the turf. So there is some speed in this pedigree. Math Tutor drew outside, must avoid being hung wide into the turn.
Absolutely, especially with the class of this field with some other runners who look as though they'll be speedy. Jenna Antonucci really has gotten some nice 2-year-olds in her barn this year, coming off, of course, that breakout year with Arcangelo last year. What in the literal, already a stakes winner from her class this year, running on Sunday in the Adirondack at Saratoga. And, Katie Davis, I feel like this is a combination of connections who are flying under the radar right now and delivering at some prices.
Just a strong field for our Spa Baby race on Whitney Saturday. Let's take a look at our top selections. And we both go with Praetor in here. Chad Brown's been doing very well. Just a very strong pedigree. This one by the Great Into Mischief.
Yeah, and I couldn't get past Praetor, but I will try to combine him with a horse to maybe give you some prices in the exotics there as you spread. And El Prestigio, the only experienced horse in the field, I feel like is eligible to take a step forward off that experience and, for a barn that often improves second time out. So on top, I have an Into Mischief from a barn that is firing with them first time out this meet. And underneath, I have one by his son, Practical Joke, from a barn that improves second time out.
This race does kick off a 50-cent pick four. As always, watch the board to see if there are some interesting or surprising tote changes. But right now, I'm going to focus on the 4 and the 9. Those are the two I want to concentrate on. It's Chad and Todd, and I'll give Praetor a slight edge. 4519 for Nicole, 4926 for me. What a card on Whitney Saturday at the Spa. Our Spa Baby race is race number 6, and we are presented by Stonestreet.